Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this exclusive and private VIP broadcast. My name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and guys, am I fired up tonight. Tonight, you're about to hear from one of my students that has literally gone from the bottom of the bottom, guys, okay? I'm talking about being in a situation where he actually started off sort of as a bad boy, and he went to jail, went to prison, and he came out the other side. He got deported back to a country where he didn't even speak the language, okay? And he ended up getting a job at a call center, okay, for $160 per month, working full time, okay, full time, guys, for $160 a month. And he finally reached his breaking point. Now, he's going to tell you a little bit about this story on how he literally went from rock bottom over here. And when he got into millionaire mentoring in 2 years, he went all the way up here to $220,000 US. Okay. That, my friends, is a true rags to riches story. Now he works in selling timeshares. He's now moved into a higher level of being a trainer that trains some of the other people in sales on the strategies that he learned in millionaire mentoring. And guys, it is my great, great pleasure to introduce you to my good friend, Jay Alfredo. Jay Alfredo, standing ovation. Standing ovation. What a journey. Okay, what a journey. I'm super, super proud of you, my friend. You know, this is a story, guys, if you're tuning in here, if you've never seen any of these type of interviews, what I like to be able to do is to go behind the scenes and let you hear directly from the people that have gone from rags to riches, okay? Because I can tell you that the trials and tribulations that they go through before finally reaching their breaking point, I'm telling you, they're shattering. I mean, I'm talking about heart shattering to finally get to the point where they draw a line in the sand and they say, I will no longer stand for this life any longer. And that's when change happens. That's truly the only time that you can help a person, is when they finally reach their breaking point and they're ready to surrender their pride and their ego and step into their power, go get the money, and get millionaire mentoring. So, Jay Alfredo, turn back the clock a little bit, my friend. Take us back down the alley here to the times of the bad boy and being the gangster, and tell us a little bit about the spiral and what happened. You know, what happened to the kids, what happened to your whole reality, and what brought you to the point where you finally hit your breaking point.
Okay, well, first of all, thanks for having me here, Darren. It's great to be here again. I'm sweating right now, and I didn't know how nervous I was going to be until right now that I'm thinking about it, and it's like I'm listening to you, and I'm going to start in the middle after I got out of prison, because my whole life was basically me living in the bad neighborhoods, and I wouldn't call it bad, but I would say misled. Because once I found the right mentoring, the right guidance, my life turned all the way around. So I would say misled. I did a little bit over three and a half years in prison. They deported me. I made a mistake. I have to go back to Mexico, a country I was born in but never lived in. I hardly could speak Spanish, and the only Spanish I know is because of my mom, hearing her speak it and such. I come into Mexico. I have nothing. My family's in the United States. My 3 children in the United States. All I can do is think about them. I haven't seen them in over 3.5 years. I know they're not going to be able to come see me. Their mom won't let them see me. I have no job, no money, no connections, no nothing. And it hurts telling this. I finally, my mom's sister lives out here, and she's very, very poor, very humble, and she makes around the same thing, $150 a month. We live in it's not, you guys wouldn't really recognize that as a house in the United States, Canada, and such. And she allowed me to sleep there. I'm sleeping next to my cousin. He's the 23-year-old man, and I'm sleeping next to him. And my aunt's house, we all sleep basically in the same room, same bed, and I feel like dying, Darren. I'm like, what? Who wants to live like this? Like you have, and then I'm coming from the United States. I mean, even when it's bad, you still get to live better than that. You know, even when it's bad, it's like you get a lot more help than that. And I just don't have it. I don't have it. I go out there, I'm looking for jobs. I'm walking around looking for jobs. Thank God that I have a mother, and she sent me a few dollars. And that was enough for me to go out and look for the job, the best paying job I found. And only because I'm bilingual, I speak English, and I have a high school diploma. The best job was for AT&T, a call center in Mexico, and that was me making it's around $45 a week. So it's like $160 a month after taxes, because you still have to pay taxes in Mexico, but it's Mexican taxes. They call them IVA. It's like 33%. Anyways, it's ridiculous. No money, no relationships, no connections, country, don't speak the language that well. I'm scared, haven't been out. I mean, I've been put away in a little cell, and all I can do in that cell was think. And I do give a lot of credit to this. The whole 3.5 years there, and I promised myself that I was going to change my life the minute I got a chance. If I ever got another chance, I was going to change my life, and I was not going to stop until I did it. And I know a lot of people feel that way. And they know that once you hear the opportunity, when opportunity knocks open, and anyways, that's when I found you. But dude, I'm struggling. I'm on the bus. I'm crying on the phone. I keep promising my kids that, hey, your dad's out now. I'm gonna be able to send you some money. Can you imagine that, Darren? I'm telling them that I'm gonna send them some money, and I'm lying. I don't even know what I'm gonna eat next. And I'm telling them, hey, look, because I want to be the big father figure. I want to send money. I want to be responsible. I want to be there for my kids. And I have to lie to them on the phone, you know, that, hey, there's no way I can send them money with that. So I'm desperate. But one thing I cannot do is turn back to my criminal ways. I can't go back to stealing. I can't go to selling drugs. I cannot do criminal activity, because it's just going to wind me up to that same place and lose God knows how many more years of my life. So if I had to starve and keep going, that's just what I was gonna have to do. My uncle got me a little cell phone, and I got back onto social media and Facebook, just to try to connect with some old friends. And this is actually when I started seeing your ads there, and it was like the only light that I had at that time. It was it. I was not gonna get a better job. I'm in Mexico. I don't speak the language. I just got deported. Like, no one's gonna hire me. I mean, in the United States, it would have been bad. In Mexico, it was like there was just no chance, no hope. It's just not gonna happen. And I started asking people for money. I asked my family for money. I started doing extra jobs. I really knew that it was gonna come down to me making that decision, drawing a line in the sand. I don't know. I can't really pinpoint it, Darren. I was working my way towards drawing that line in the sand. And I think after I got my paycheck, and I talked to my mom, and I just could not believe that I have to take the bus, and I have to ride with strangers, and I have to walk for 2 hours, and I have to go there and come here. And after the whole 2 weeks, I don't even have $100. And that's before paying bills and food and such and such and such. And I knew I had to do something drastic, something that I've never, ever done before. I knew that my hard work wasn't going to get me there this time around. The opportunity just wasn't there. I knew that it wasn't going to be my friends and family. I just was not in that situation or that position. I knew that luck was not just going to come and just, boom, here you go. I drew a line in the sand. I gathered the money, okay? I gathered the money, and I told myself, this is it, or I'm gonna die trying. Because I mean, I'm not that far from it. I feel like when you're that broke, that miserable, you can't see your children for years, you don't feel like a man, you feel so small. You just got deported, you just got kicked out. No one's gonna give you that shot. I had to go all in. It was that, or like I said, I was gonna die trying.
So let me ask you this, J. Alfredo, because
Please.
I know that obviously you had to step into your power to actually go out and raise the money coming from completely flatline. And when you're only making that minimal amount of money to jump up, it was, I think it was $1,349. So that's like over a year, or pretty close to anyway, with taxes and stuff off, a year of your salary. What was going through your head? Because I know a lot of people have this kind of victim mentality of, oh, I don't have the money, right? Talk to us a little bit about that, about your mindset on what did you really do to say, I'm going for my dream and I'm going to go get the money.
For me, it was as drastic as exactly what I just mentioned, Darren. It was either I have to get this money. My life depended on this one shot. It was like my life I cannot keep living the way I'm living. You have to just draw the line in the sand. And I did not care how many rocks I was going to have to flip if I had to go at it 1 peso at a time. And you need 21 pesos to make $1. So it just, to me, all I needed was that opportunity mixed in with that pain. I knew I had enough. I just couldn't take it anymore, Darren. If I took just this much more pain, I probably would have started having suicidal thoughts. Like, I mean, I will go that far to tell you that if I had to keep up with that lifestyle, I easily would have started thinking like, hey, this can't be life. It just can't be. I mean, it was bad. I'm actually making it sound really nice because Darren, that I'm actually very embarrassed about, a lot of people are like, you should not be embarrassed of that. You made it and such, but it's still fresh to me. It's still just, 20 something months away where I was actually thinking that, hey, this isn't worth it. This isn't worth it. Like I was borderline, like, you just don't have it. And no matter how many days you get up and you keep looking, it just wasn't getting any closer until I drew the line in the sand. For me, Darren, it really just was that, man. I knew I was going to end up dying. I was going to go think that bad because I did not want to keep. It was just a bad life, man. I don't know how to actually give it to you. Like, it hurts. It was just bad.
So let me ask you this, because I know that when you and I like first met, right? You don't even look the same. You had your hair pulled back, you had long hair and a ponytail. You had a chip on your shoulder. Just being honest, right? Yeah. Quite filled with your ego and a chip on your shoulder, and you were very angry. You were very, angry with the world. And now you go over to this side and you're clean cut, changed your fashion, changed your look, engulfed yourself into personal development. Did that happen right away, or did you find that you were still holding on to your ego when you were coming into Millionaire Mentoring and trying to figure out other things, or I'm going to reinvent the wheel over here, I got a better way? What was the evolution of that?
Actually, 2 things happened, Darren. And I'm sorry to interrupt you, but 2 things happened. The number one thing that I remember that was like my breaking point was to draw a line in the sand and decide that I was going to go for this. I had to let go of my ego and understand that I did not have a better way. I mean, no matter what I look, I just did not have a better way. It was not going to come from me. So I had to let go of my ego, completely let go, and hold on to the one and only opportunity that I had in front of me. Once I took action and I borrowed the money and I asked so many people, and I'm risking like the last little bit of relationship and trust that people have in me, right? I'm risking all of that for this one opportunity. Once I join and I take action, I realized that I still have my old patterns and my old way of thinking. And it was a process until watching your videos and talking to you over and over again, it made me realize that I had to surrender my ego even once again. But this time, surrender my ego on, like, there is a better way. My way doesn't work. Follow the steps. The minute I started following the steps, and you know the rest is history. 5 days, I'm making sales. I have money within 7 days. But I don't even want to get into that yet. But you know what happens after that, Darren. It was the second time for me. Once I surrendered my ego the second time around and decided, hey, if you already took the risk, if you already took the chance, if you're already in, you need to follow the steps to the T. Do not think for yourself. Do what they're telling you. And that's the only difference for me, that I see that why I made it. I just followed everything. I had to do it. But it was a little process. I want to say a fast process, Darren. It only took me about 3 days of talking to you to when I realized it's not going to cut it for me doing it my way. I better do exactly what he's saying. And 2 days after that, everything changed for me. I like telling that part of the story.
So let me ask you this, going along this journey, because once you became actually coachable, coachable, and then you followed the exact steps that we told you to do, what was the timeline before you had your very first $1,000 day online?
My first week. I made all my money back in some.
So your very first week. Your first week of being coachable, your first week of following the exact steps that we told you to do, you had your first $1,000 day. And then what did it start to unfold after that with $1,000 days coming to you just in online marketing? Yeah.
I like this story a lot more. It puts a smile on my face. Well, within 5 days, I had my first sale. My 7th day, I had the big sale, the $1,300 sale and such. And so the first week, I had everyone paid off. It took me, one more week to make $1,000. My first month with you was $3,000. My second month, I went back to my pattern, so it kind of went low. But my third month is when he really took off. And after that, it was like, I just didn't look. I actually went full time. It only took me a couple months of working with you for me to go full time. I quit that job. I quit everything. I took my money, came out to Cancun, and the rest is history. Now I can honestly say I've made over $13,000 in one single day using exactly what you taught me, Darren. So that was crazy.
So just sort of the evolution here. So you hit your breaking point.
Yes.
You stepped into your power. You knew that it was do or die. Like, if I don't go get this money, this is my last shot. If I don't go get this money, I'm probably going to die here. So you stepped into your power. You went and raised the money. You got into millionaire mentoring, spun your wheels a little bit until you realized that you better be coachable. So you started on the path of being coachable. Within 5 days, you had your first $1,000 day. Poof, it shows up. Right. And then from there, you make $3,000 your first month. And then what was the bridge then? Because a lot of people ask me, they say, Darren, do the strategies that you teach in millionaire mentoring, do they work in offline businesses? Do they work in offline situations, whether it's real estate or mortgage broker, insurance, automotive industry? Tell us the story about how you ended up getting into timeshare sales.
Okay, well, that's a good one as well. I came out to Cancun. I'm now full-time online. I'm living with my online income. I have no other income. I'm making money online, bought the laptop, have the cell phone. I can rent my own place now. I bought my plane ticket, came out to Cancun. And I was not looking for a job when I first got here. I said, who needs a job? I make money online. I'm making money on my smartphone. And I'm hanging out with some friends a few weeks into it because that was like my life. I'm just on the beach, laptop, and that's it. I talked to some friends. They told me about this American company and such. It's about sales. Wasn't really into it. Went to the interview. 3 interviews later, I realized that everything that you taught me, Darren, was sort of what they were trying to teach during their training rooms, but I just knew a way, way better way of doing it. And my very first month, I broke a record there. So went from having worked in over 4 years, was in prison, then was borderline homeless if it wasn't for my mom's sister. And here I am now, very first. I don't even think I told you this. Did I tell you my first month in timeshare I made $16,000?
No.
Yeah, dude, I don't even think I ever shared that with you. My very first month in timeshare. That's why I never left. That's why because a lot of people are like, if you were so good online, why do you work in timeshare? Like, dude, it's $25,000, $30,000 months, and I work 4 hours a day, and like 4 or 5 days a week. So, but yeah, my first month, $16,000 there, and then I was like, I'm kicking ass and taking names after this, and that was it. I kept going to my military mentoring sessions. I stayed on board with you guys, and now I've been to 3 different countries, opened different resorts, and now I wish I could say that I sound like you, but I see why people are not successful. They're just not coachable. It's very simple. It's like, dude, I'm telling you, I can show you how to make $20,000 a month. We sell the same product. We do the same thing. I can show you. Like, people are just not coachable. I don't know. It's like I can put my check in their face, and it's like I don't know. They got a better way, I guess. They're doing it 20 years, can't make over $3,000 a month. And then you show them how to make 20, 30K, and they still somehow, I don't know.
Well, the interesting thing that you bring that up is that, first of all, for the majority of people, right, the human race, we all battle the human condition. We all battle deservability, worthiness, self-love, boundaries. And then there's the ego and the self-sabotage that are the variables that can take you out at any point in time. Self-sabotage can take you out, and your ego can take you out, right? But the majority of the human race does not have enough self-worth to even fit the $2 number into their brain to feel that they're worthy of making that type of an income. So when you're trying to share something with them that's going to help them, their brain just kind of goes blank and it shuts. I did a Facebook Live yesterday or today, and I said, guys, if you ever want to know how to get rid of all the riffraff on your list, okay, all the broke people, all the people that are in victimhood, story.
Yeah.
A month, $20,000 period of time, their brain can't compute it, so they just opt out. They opt out.
Yeah.
Coming and listening to the story, right? To hear that it's really real, they just opt out of the list because their brain, the data, it can't compute. Something. Because you're now in a similar type position, something that you're now, between set and the amount of activity that they're doing, 20. So they just phase out. So the irony of the story is that you're going through now those people go through
exactly
get to they come to me and they say, Darren, I really need your help. And I say, okay, cool. Things 4 days, right, in a row, repetition. You learn some new strategy, and then these exact steps. And typically, what happens? Mine, I don't know. I'm not too sure. I think I'm going to come up with a better strategy. I think I'm going to go try it my own way. Okay. And that's the ego. That is the ego. And that's the big problem.
Hey, Darren? Darren, are you there? There you go.
Okay, we're back, sir. Anyway, okay, now you're in a position where you're now pulling steady income. You've already made $220,000. You're in a position now where you're training other people to try to get them from 3,000 up to 20 or 30,000, right? And talk to us now a little bit about the how important would you say that personal development has been on this journey for you?
Everything. I mean, even right now, it's the same steps as when I started. Even right now, I have to do the same steps that I did in day one. And my 1 hour of personal development per day, it's a must. There's just no way. I mean, I feel it. You know it. You understand. You're not on the frequency, the vibration. I have to do it. I have to do the same steps. Personal development is everything. I mean, that's what it's about. It's about growing yourself, taking those risks, getting to the next level, pushing yourself, expanding your mind, being able to understand more, being able to grasp more, being able to go further. And that's just something that you constantly have to attack day in and like every day. It has to happen. Even if it's 30 minutes in the morning, 30 at night, if it's in the middle, if you're having lunch, it just has to happen, personal development. If not, you're not going to be able to eat with the big boys. It ain't going to happen. There's not going to be any food by the time you show up. Like you got to be ready.
So now along this journey, because, you know, we're now 2 years down the path, who are sort of, you know, some of the people putting out content that have helped you to shift your mindset to feel, you know, to increase your self-worth, to feel more deserving and worthy and love yourself more? Who were some of these speakers and trainers that you started to tap into some of their content?
I would say 95% would be Darren Little, and the other 5, no joke. I've studied all of your YouTube videos, like all of them, even the ones from 14 years ago. Like I didn't even know they had YouTube. I see videos from here. I'm like, who had YouTube 14 years ago? What's this guy? But Jerry Hicks, Esther, that's a huge one for me. When it comes to speakers, I have separate coaches for like whatever I'm going through. Like Tony Robbins is completely different than Gary Vaynerchuk. Or if I'm gonna watch Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone is completely different than when I'm gonna learn from Tony Robbins and such. I just have a different. Keep in mind, before I met you, Darren, I did not know any of these names. That's why I said I don't think I was a bad boy. I was misguided. After that, I made that my circle. Like those are the people I listen to. That's who you want to emulate. That's the formula you want to follow. So yeah, that's it. I also have a lot of spiritual leaders that I listen to as well because it's a part of me as well. So was Joel Osteen, where it's a lot of different people that I listen to.
So let me ask you this on this path, because you know, a lot of people believe that when they first get started, right? Because the strategies that we teach use social media and free Facebook strategies. We don't get people to, max out their credit cards and use up their savings account and start paying for ads all over the place. This is truly a formula. When you make the money, it's all profit. Right. So did you find that it required a massive amount of tech skills, or could you just a lot of times just make money just even with this thing right here with your smartphone, right? And Facebook Messenger chat, or did you have to go out and learn massive amounts of tech skills in order to make money?
It's all on my cell phone. The first time I closed the deal with you, I was at the movie theaters. It's like I was going through the previews right before the movie started, and it was on the cell phone. And the phone died. I think I told you this story. The phone died before I was able to finish that transaction with the gentleman. And 2 hours goes by, I'm back at home, and I pull up my account, and there you go, $1,000. So I didn't even really do anything. I just got in contact with him through my phone, and after the movie was over, I had $1,000.
Wow, wow. So let me ask you this. What would you say to somebody that's tuning in right now from where you were when you first started on this path to where you are right now, $220,000 later, right, within a 2-year period of time, and now being in a situation where you're finally experienced what it feels like to have a $13,000 day and to be in situations where you've got a $20,000 or a $30,000 month, which when you equate that back to $160 a month,
yeah.
What would you say to some of the people that are tuning in and listening into right now?
You don't have a choice. You want to work with Darren Little. It was the best thing that could have happened to me. It is the best thing that's going to happen to you. The only reason I'm doing it, and I love Darren Little, but I'm doing it to help you out. And I talked to my girlfriend today. She's like, "Why are you going to do the interview?" I was like, "Because I want somebody that has it as bad as me, or someone that's close to that, or maybe not even all the way that bad, to have a shot, to have an opportunity at actually getting to live the life that I now get to live, or even better." We're not to be, well, it's going to come off arrogant, but just between my belt and my phone is $1,000. The case, just the case, the phone. It's like to be able to spend $5,000, $6,000 on vacations, to walk into a Louis Vuitton store and spend $12,000, to send your kids the money that you've been wanting to do for the last 5 years. To be able to live in front of the lagoon, to be able to, I'm moving into a beachfront now, Darren Little, first time, but that's not till next month. To be able to live, it's a penthouse beachfront. And it's ridiculous how you have to do it. If I can go from a prison cell in under 30 months, go from over 200K just because of this person, this man, this mentor, right? Darren Little, then you have to do it. You want to do it. You want to give yourself a shot. You want to give your family a shot. You want to give your children a shot. You can change the history of your life and your family's life forever. I know I did. And the only reason I'm doing this, like I said, Darren, I love you, but I want somebody to take advantage of this. I want somebody to listen and take action and go for it. Change your life now, once and for all. Because the suffering that I went through, nobody deserves to go through that. And if you're struggling, please do yourself a favor and get a hold of Darren Little, please. So that's what I would do, Darren.
Fantastic. Yeah. Guys, if you're just tuning here for the very first time, maybe you're coming late. I can see the numbers going up right here. We've got people that are starting to come on more. We're talking to a gentleman, okay, that started off in a situation where he did some bad things. He ended up in prison for 3.5 years. He was deported back to a country where he did not speak the language, okay? And when he came out into this situation, he didn't have any money. He couldn't get a job, right? Finally, when he did get a job, he got a job at an AT&T call center, and he was only making $160 a month, okay? Minus the taxes. So it was even probably less than that, right? 33% or something that came off of it. So literally, guys, I mean, honestly, I don't know how anybody could even live on that unless he was eating beans and tortillas every day, right? But you know, he was in one of those, you see those Mexican hut type things. I mean, it's not even, you wouldn't even imagine that people could actually live under those type of conditions. And not only that, but he had to share a bed with his cousin because the place was such a tiny little place. Okay. Then he got into a situation where he finally drew a line in the sand. He drew a line in the sand and he stepped into his power, and he went to every single person that he could to start borrowing money so that he could get into millionaire mentoring. Okay. Now I can tell you this, if you saw a picture of him on this side, right, with long hair and a ponytail and the whole gangster gear, and then over here as a clean cut guy, right, fashionable and now living his dream, having a $13,000 day, $20,000, $30,000 months, 16,000 the very first time he took the strategies from online to offline with the exact same formula that I teach people, the same formula the realtor used to make an extra $250,000 in 18 months, the same formula that the 17-year-old kid used to make 50 grand in 6 weeks, the exact same strategies, guys. So now he is here on a beachfront property with a brand new 2019 vehicle, and he's traveling and he's going to different resorts and now opening up these different locations where he's like the top guy. He's now training the other people that to get to the level that he's at, and he learned all of this in Millionaire Mentoring. Is that pretty accurate, my friend?
It's ridiculous, but it's very accurate. That's it. You've been through it with me, man. I send you a message every time something happens. So
it's phenomenal. So guys, what I want to be able to do here is I want to open this up so you can get an opportunity. If you've got anything that is going on in your mind that's holding you back from, you know, being in a position where you can get to the next level. This is the gateway, guys. Okay. This is a gateway, and this isn't hype. This isn't a situation where you see a lot of these things online that are all about hype. Okay. This is a person that was as far down the rabbit hole as you could go. Okay. I would say that the prison story is probably the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. Okay. Then next from that would be homeless. Okay. Next from that would be having a job that hardly pays you anything. He went through all three stages. Okay. The prison, the homeless, and the situation where he was hardly making enough money to eat. Okay. And that's what put him into a position that got him to step into his power. Okay. To stop playing the victim. And that, I think, how important do you think that is, J. Alfredo, to be able to stop playing the victim, to step into your power and take charge and take responsibility for your life?
It's all the difference in the world. If you're the victim, you can't take any action, you can't learn, you can't grow, it's impossible. It can't happen. You have to be the victor, not the victim. It's the most important thing. You know that what's that quote? It said, "Things did not happen to you; they happen because of you." So you can change your life today. It's not hype, like Darren put it. I like that because it's true. I've been on the online space, and it's all this money stuff, but no life-changing moments. I don't hear those rags to riches stories, and that's how you know it's working. And all of us there, and everyone that I started with, all of us that we've done the interviews and we did the 2 years, and everyone, multiple six figures. I don't think there's even one that went all the way that did not make multiple six figures. Not 100,000, but 200 and above.
Yeah,
so
200, $250,000, 300, 350. I think that the biggest story just in that group that you were in was close to 400,000 in a 2-year period of time. Okay, so let's see who we got tuning in here. We got Kelly saying, yo, 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 what's up, girl? We've got Kelly's excited to hear your story. Betty says, I'm here. You can start now. What a character. Steven says, wow, what a great story. Awesome story. What a transformation. Bravo. Okay, guys. So in the event that you're tuning in, what questions that you may have for J. Alfredo, that this is an open, transparent forum, guys. Okay. I don't believe in hype. I believe in results. Okay. Results is what mentorship is about. Okay. There's tons of people out there that will take your money. Okay. Tons of people that will charge you $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 just for even a weekend. But I can tell you this, at the end of the day, because I know some of the people that have actually spent that amount of money, and I've said to them, tell me what you learned. What did you learn? What was your takeaway? And after 6 months or a year, what are the results? Okay. Now, the interesting thing is they got to spend the time with whoever it was. But the real big takeaways of life-changing information and the results that showed up, there was none. Okay. And to me, it's not about, just feeling important that you get to spend time with the person. What's the goal? The goal is freedom. The goal is to make money. That's the goal. So in the event that you spend the money here and you're over here now and you don't have a result story, what was the point of it? What was the point of it? The whole point is to get you from down here to up here. This is the goal, guys, from struggling to freedom. Okay. But once you make that jump, right? Once you make this jump, now you're in a position where you can continue the process of investing into yourself and growing the exponential growth curve. Because once you learn the actual life skills, nobody can ever take those skills away from you. Once you learn how to master this formula, you've got it for the rest of your life, guys. And that's the important thing. So questions, guys. I told you I was going to open up the forum here. I told you I was going to open up the forum. I'm not too sure what language. Is that Spanish?
Yeah, Paco.
He says, excelentes resultados, compadre. I guess that means excellent results, friend.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Anthony says, hey, man, because you're a little younger, how much resistance did you go through when you started reaching out to people because of your age? He's actually older than he actually looks. I thought he was a lot younger too. But how old are you, bro?
I turned 29 on the 29th of November. You hear me, Darren? Hey, are you there, Darren?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sorry, my computer froze. 29. I turned 29 on next month.
Okay, so he's one of those baby face guys. He looks much younger than he actually is. Okay, questions, guys. Open forum, completely transparent. Right. Throw some questions out there, guys. Throw some questions. Okay. He says, sorry, ha ha ha, my bad. Okay. Kelly, Stephen, Betty, Paco, questions. Anthony, anybody got a question for J. Alfredo on this transformation from $160 a month to $220,000 within a 2-year period of time? Questions, guys. Anything. Throw it at us. Give us the questions. Throw us the questions. Anybody. Guys, come on. You must have something going on in your head that you're curious about.
Right.
Anything. Nothing? Any questions? Nothing. Holy crap. I've never had that happen before. Never had that happen before. Okay, guys, so here's going to be sort of the evolution of how this is actually going to roll out, okay? On the 1st of November is when the actual training starts, okay? Now, what I do is I'm in this for the people, okay? Now, if people go to my website, you can see right on the website that my hourly rate is $1,000 an hour. So you're getting real, actual millionaire mentoring, over $20,000 of real, actual millionaire mentoring when you're part of this millionaire mentoring intensive. And it's intensive, guys. Okay. It goes for 30 days, multiple times throughout the week. We meet for 2-3 hour sessions each time. And there's an ongoing live chat with all the group directly to me. So you have an opportunity throughout the month to be able to chat with me directly in the event that you feel like you're off course or you're having troubles with something, understanding something, and you're going to be able to watch this whole process live and interactive. So I'm going to explain the process. I'm going to explain about branding, about copy, about lead generation, about how to become the attractor factor so that you have people reaching out directly to you. Okay. And then what do you do to take the leads from here to sales over here, whether that means selling of your products or recruiting affiliates so that you can build out a global team of whatever it is that you're marketing, okay? The strategies work for any different vertical. So whether you're an MLM or direct sales model, affiliate marketing, right, network marketing model, you could be in real estate, mortgage, broker, insurance, automotive, retail, automotive. It doesn't matter. All the way across, okay? All the verticals, door-to-door sales, right? Timeshare sales like J. Alfredo is in right now. Anything, it works, okay? It even works to repair your marriage, to re-fall in love again. It even works to get a stronger bond and communication with your children so that you actually can have real conversations again. A lot of people go through some challenges with their children in the teen zone where their kids just literally disappear, right? And they don't even feel like they've got the children connection anymore. These strategies work right across the board for anything. Now, underneath this particular video, you're going to see a button that says Get Started Now. That will take you to a shopping cart. And I can tell you that there's only a couple of spots left, okay? I work with a close group of people so that I can have personal time with every single person. Okay. So it's every program that I did last year, every single one of them was all sold out. And once we're at that point, we'll just pull down the shopping cart and then it won't be available. Now, this particular program, this may be the last time that I do this. Going into 2020, I'm moving back onto my Top Recruiters Academy, Unleash the Alpha Within, subconscious time travel, and stuff that's in, it's sort of a different zone. But a lot of people have reached out to me and asked me, Darren, can you do another intensive? So I did this for the people, okay? But I did it at a price point of less than 1 hour of my time, okay? And I go all in for the people, guys. Trust me on this. Okay, so the amount of value that you get over the 30-day period of time is off the charts, okay, off the charts. So right underneath this video, Get Started Now, get in to secure the last spots that we have in the event that you want to get into the November 1st. It's going to be starting on next Friday, and it will run for 30 days. Okay, so let's take a look here. Betty says, how hard is it to give up the ego?
She's asking you, Darren?
No, she's asking you.
Oh, me? I work on it constantly. It's an everyday battle. See, the thing that helps me is I know I'm in that battle, so I can check it. But even though it still gets away from me, I mean, it's hard. I don't know. Have you met anyone that's been able to get rid of it, Darren? Completely.
It's something that you get better at. Here's the challenge, guy. Ego. So the ego is going to hold on to whatever reality that you're in. and it's going to resist like a tug of war like this until you finally just surrender and say, I'm just going to trust this process. Okay. As people can go from the surrender, the first day they get the first $1,000 commission, the ego can kick right back in that fast. Okay. So you have to constantly keep it in check. And your income's going up like this, and you hit your first 20, you hit your first $20,000 or $30,000 month, there's a high probability that you're going to have to go through another ego check. Okay. Your first 100 grand, that's when it really starts to show up. Okay. When you go from nothing past $250,000 in a quick time period, like a year to 2 years, that's when you're going to have to really be humble and really do the personal development, because it shows up at different times. It shows up on the front end to prevent you from just doing it. Okay. Then it shows up again to get you to be coachable. Then it shows up again when you get your first commission. Then it shows up again when you have your first $20,000 or $30,000 month. It shows up again when you pass 100 grand. It shows up again when you hit $250,000. So it's always an evolution of dealing with remaining being a humble servant leader and not letting your ego get carried away. Bottom line. Okay, hopefully that answers the process.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see who we got here.
Thank you, Darren.
Okay, for some reason it's stuck here, maybe because it came on and off and it won't change. So I'm going to read them. Can this be done both online and offline? It sounds very interesting. Yes, it can. Jay Alfredo actually started online, and that's where he started making $1,000 commissions, but he took the same formula offline. And what happened over there was he had a $16,000 a month selling timeshares, and then he went past on to become a trainer, $20,000, $30,000 months, all the way up to $220,000 right now. So yes, it can. Works both. Okay, what this says. And make the connection to get the freedom. I'm not too sure what that means.
She's attaching it to the question about the ego. It's Betty.
Oh, okay.
How hard is it to let go of the ego and make the connection to get the freedom?
Okay, yeah. Well, hopefully my explanation was good for that. Yeah. Thanks. The question's already been answered. Awesome. I'm in and I will be successful. Congratulations, Betty Anderson, for taking action. Congratulations. Good job. Kelly says, thanks, guys. Awesome stuff. All questions answered. Loving inspiration. Guys, you know, if you're really serious, in the event that you're in a position right now where you've reached a breaking point, that's when people are most coachable. Okay, and I'm just being honest. When you're at a breaking point, like Jennifer and Jose went 2 days with no water and an eviction notice, they were coachable. Trust me, they were coachable, right? And they trusted the process in the first 10 days. And on the last day, they had their first $1,000 day. And then right after that, they made another 1,000, so 2,000. Then the first week, they made 5,700. Once the money started to flow in, first month over 15,000. Then they went on to do 157,000 the first year. Okay, those are the stories once you become coachable, right? So it's kind of like a light switch. You know, you're either still holding on to your ego or you've surrendered. It's one of the two. Okay, if you're not taking action, you've still hold on to your ego. If you're hearing all these testimonials, guys, and you have not already positioned yourself into this next Millionaire Mentoring Intensive, that is your ego. That is your ego. You're holding on to your ego, and your ego's holding on like this, right? Even though you're hearing these rags to riches stories, one after another, after another, after another, after another, it's your ego that's stopping you from taking action. And the only thing that's going to get you to jump is how much pain are you going through in your life right now? That's really what it comes down to. And how long do you want it to be before you're ready to stop the suffering. Stop the suffering, because that's what it takes. There's no problem for me to get anybody to their breakthrough. Okay. Stephen Munson was completely flatline homeless, living on the couch of a friend's house. Okay. If I can get him to a $20,000 a month, and now he owns his own network marketing company, I can get anybody there as long as you're coachable. Okay. As long as you're coachable and you follow what I tell you to do. Okay. Stephen says, I'm loving this amazing video so much. Awesome. Awesome. Stephen, hopefully you've gotten your position in the intensive, because we're literally down to the last little bit here. There's only a couple spots left and then it's shut, right? So hopefully you've already registered. If not, that you're registering tonight and you're going to be in the intensive. So J. Alfredo, any last closing things that you want to say to the people that have showed up, that have asked questions tonight, that are sitting on the fence right now? What would you have to say to them?
Throw your hat over the wall. Get on the other side as fast as possible. Your happiness, your freedom, the peace of mind, the life that you've always dreamed of, it's on the other side. You cannot hold on to your position. It's not benefiting you. It's not for you. It's not even where you want to be. Let it go. Stop holding on. Jump over to the other side and live the life that you were meant to live. It's your birthright. It's your birthright. That's what I would say, Darren. So thank everybody that supported us tonight for this.
Fantastic.
With the questions and everything. Yeah. Good. Thank you.
Awesome. Guys, thanks a lot for joining us today on this exclusive and private VIP broadcast. Sorry for the internet cutting out a couple of times. I'm not at my regular place right now. My parents are off to Maui tomorrow for 6 months. So this is kind of the last chance that I'm going to be able to see them. I'm going to be going to Maui for the whole month of December. The cool thing about it is I can just take my laptop with me, and my office goes with me everywhere that I go, all the way around the world. I just got back from Manila. I was in 2.5 months visiting my business partner over in Manila. And that is the power of freedom. That is the power of being able to have a portable business that you can take anywhere. Anywhere you have a laptop computer, a Wi-Fi connection, or one of these puppies right here, you can make money. And I can show you how to literally transform every aspect of your life. And it's on the other side of that button right below this video. Click that Get Started Now button, go to the shopping cart, fill out the form, put your credit card in, and you're going to be all in. And we'll see you on November 1st. J. Alfredo, standing ovation, my friend. So proud of you, brother. I appreciate everything that you do and that you bring to the table here. We've got one more thing. While you coming out of the gated, you strictly off of Darren's content. Maybe he meant when you came out of prison, did you work strictly off of my content to get to
yes.
Your
yeah, 100%. I had no idea about all of the other things. Darren was the one that guided me. Hey, this is where you need to go for this information. This is where you need to go for that information. And I just followed Darren. That's what you call giving up your ego. If I would have followed myself, that's me letting my ego defeat me. Myself got me in prison, and it got me to being homeless, and it got me, like, my best thinking got me to $160 a month. Like, that was my best thinking. So yes, I did follow Darren every step, and that's the only thing that I focused on. So yeah.
Fantastic. Guys, throw your hat over the wall. Click the link below to the Get Started, and we'll see you on November 1st. J. Alfredo, you're awesome. Appreciate you, brother. Everybody, have a great night. All the best.
Thank you, Darren.